What's going on, everybody? This is ODC, that's me, and I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the Marvel Legends Ant-Man Infinite series, also known as the Ultron Build-A-Figure wave. This is Wasp. I was actually pretty lucky with picking up this whole wave at Toys R Us. Pardon me. They actually had the whole wave there. I've never actually been that lucky to get the whole wave at I think I have her wings backwards here. Sorry about that, mate. But yeah, I was pretty lucky to get this whole wave at Toys R Us, and you can get it at your local Toys R Us too. I'm not sure if they're going to be offered at Target. I think they might be. Yeah, I mean, there's not much really to this figure besides the wings. The wings are probably the highlight of this figure. I would say the paint is kind of substandard, or I should say subpar. I'm not really digging the paint on her chest here. I would say the paint is really good on her hands and maybe the lower torso, but the paint's really splotchy on the bottom of the feet. Here it's kind of overlapping on the bottom of the foot, and it's kind of like faded paint. It looks like faded paint on her chest here, so it's not very consistent, and I've noticed that with a couple figures in this wave, but I won't get to that right now. For the most part, I really do like the head sculpt. She's got some nice brown paint shading or black paint shading going throughout the brown painted head. It looks really good, I think. I would say the highlight of this figure is probably the wings and the head sculpt. I think the wings are done pretty nice. A nice translucent plastic. It's like a yellowish, greenish plastic, I guess, if you want to call it that. But I think the reuse of the oh my god, what's wrong with me? Scarlet Witch hands is a pretty makes a lot of sense, I think, as I stumble to talk here. What I'd really like to see change, whether it's on the smaller female body or the Scarlet Witch body, is these legs need to be improved. They are just super rubbery and weak and really loose. I mean, as you can see right there, I don't like that because she's already kind of tough to stand because she's a little bit back heavy with these heavy wings on her. So you kind of have to spread her legs out. I mean, you can get her to stand, as you can see right there. I had to spread her legs out a little bit. But, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it could be improved. I wish they would just upgrade, especially in the female body molds, just upgrade the plastics to a better, a stronger, maybe a thicker plastic and not so flimsy and rubbery. We've been getting this rubbery material since, I believe, Nova. And the Guardians of the Galaxy wave, so maybe we're getting it before that. I think technically they started doing that gummy stuff with the Bucky Cat body mold. Like I said, there's not really that much to her. As far as articulation goes, she's pretty much based on I think she's based on the Spider-Girl body book, the smaller female body book. She is shorter. She's not as tall as Scarlet Witch, so I'm guessing it's a smaller body book. Her head does swivel side to side. It can look all the way up. The head also sits on the peg really weird. It sits up really high, so it looks like she's got a really long neck. Unless you position it like so, it fixes it a little bit. But they should have drilled the hole in the head further or deeper, so it doesn't sit like this. It just looks really awkward especially when you push her head up like that. That looks really weird. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. But you can get her head all the way back to get into a flying pose, which is nice. I am digging this face sculpt though. I think it's an upgrade. The eyes are also not googly, which is a good thing. Her head can look down, full 360 rotation. She does also have the tilt effect. Ooh, we got some jive turkeys up in here. The arms go up about that far. They do go down, full 360 rotation. You just have to move the wings out of the way there. And then she does have an elbow swivel, elbow hinge, wrist swivel, wrist hinge. She does have this diaphragm joint, which does twist. and can pivot side to side and can, like I said, twist. No waist articulation, but we're pretty much used to this. It's pretty much the Jubilee slash Spider-Girl body buck. She can't do the splits about that far. Legs go forward. They do go back. Upper thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. Does have an ankle hinge and an ankle pivot. No boots, no boot cut or anything like that. Her wings are also articulated in 2 spots. She's got a ball hinge right here. Not really a ball hinge, a peg hinge. It's pegged in, and it's got a hinge that goes back and forth, but you can also swivel up and down. And there's also a little peg hole on the back of this where you peg these smaller wings in, and you can rotate them. So if you want to have her wings down in a downward pose, you can do that, like so. So, I don't know, there's not really too much to say about this figure. I would say it's good that we finally got an updated version, because she's a much needed upgrade from the original release of this suit with Wasp. I would like it if we got a classic version, because those other 2 classics, I actually have the red version, I don't have the blue version. It would have been cool to get a classic version of her too. Maybe we will down the line, who knows. But I think this is a much better Wasp than we've got. A lot of people do prefer the red or blue version as their version, but I still think that this is a better head sculpt, and obviously this is her more modern look. But this is definitely an upgrade from the Toy Biz modern look. That one's kind of wonky looking, and I don't know, they just couldn't nail female bodies or faces. Toy Biz, it was really hit or miss with that company. But this is a huge upgrade, and yeah, sure, I would totally recommend this. Like I said, the paint is very inconsistent, not the best paint work at all. I've noticed that with a lot of this. She's got these weak leg joints at the knee, so be careful for that. Make sure you got a good one. Mine's a little bit loose, but I've seen way worse, so just something to look out for. For the most part, she doesn't have a problem standing. You know, I just have to manipulate the feet, and she stands. So, yeah, I would recommend this figure. It's not that bad. Could be better. The paint, I just wish the paint was better. I wish they would just add, since Hasbro is reusing these bodies, I just want to add this in real quick. I wish they would just start, since you're reusing the body, you're already saving money, and we know that they reuse bodies, just add a little bit of sculpting in here. We're not asking for the whole thing to be sculpted, but add a little bit of sculpted detail in here, just in the body. When you don't do that, it just comes off as a little cheap to me. So, I mean, we are paying $20 for these figures, and they don't really come with many accessories, except for the movie figures, which is kind of odd to me. Maybe the movie figures get a bigger budget than the regular comic ones do. But anyway, I would still recommend this figure. It's a good-looking figure. She's got a good face sculpt. And we haven't had Wasp in so long, so definitely recommend her. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.